Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as if some one gently rapping at my chamber door.
"'Tis some visitor,"
I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember. It was in the bleak December. Eagerly I wished for the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my books Secrece, the rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustle of each purple curtain filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now I still the beating of my heart. I stood repeating,
"'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door."
some late visitor entrancing entrance at my chamber door. This is it, and nothing more. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer.
"Sir or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, and I scarce was sure I heard you."
Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peered long, I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal have ever dared to dream before. But the silence wasn't broken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there was spoken was the whispered word,
"Lenore."
That I whispered and echoed murmured back the word,
Lenore.
merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul's within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before.
"Let me see, then, what thread is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more."
Open here I flung the door, when with many a flirt and flutter, and there stepped a stately raven of the stately days of yore, not the least of since he made, not minute stopped or he stayed, but with mine of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my fancy face into smiling, by the grave of stern discoursion, the countenance it wore.
"Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me thy lordly name is on the night's shore."
Quoth the raven,
Nevermore.
Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plain, though its answer little meaning, little relevance bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing a bird above his chamber door. Bird or beast upon the sculpted bust above my chamber door, with a name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the door, spoke only that one word, as if its soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered,
"Other friends have flown before, on the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before."
Then the bird said,
Nevermore.
startled at the stillness broken, by reply so aptly spoken,
"Doubtless, what if it utters it is only stock and store caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the digers of his hopes that melancholy burden bore of nevermore."
But the raven, still beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of the bird and door. Then upon the velvet thinking, I bestirred myself to linking, fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking.
Nevermore.
This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burning into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining, on the cushioned velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall press, ah, nevermore. Then will through the air grew denser, perfume from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkling on the tufted floor.
Wretch thy God hath lent thee, by the angels he hath sent thee. Respite, and nymph from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff his kind nymph, and forget this lost Lenore.
Quoth the raven,
Nevermore.
Prophet, thing of evil, prophet, still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent, or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, death stolate, yet all undaunted on his desert land enchanted. Oh, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in heaven? Tell me, I implore.
quoth the raven,
Nevermore.
Prophet, thing of evil, prophet, still, if bird or devil, thy that heaven that bends above us, by thy God we both adore.
tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aidenn it shall clasp the sainted maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, clasp the rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven,
Nevermore.
Be that word our sign in parting, Berta fiend, get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore, leave no black pume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken, leave my loneliness unbroken, still quite sitting above my door. Take thy break from my heart, and take thy form from off my door.
quoth the raven,
Nevermore.
and the raven, never flitting, still is sitting just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of the demons that is dreaming, and the lamplight over him streaming throws his shadow on the floor, and my soul from out the shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore.